Good morning, everyone. Jackson and I are going to Cambridge today. It was kind of a last minute plan, but we're gonna make the most out of it today. It should be kind of decent weather, a little bit cloudy, but still overall really nice day. We're gonna check out the university and see what other museums and attractions are around there. We are planning on doing a boat tour. It should be pretty cheap. I wanted to do a private boat tour where you can row yourself, but might as well just like do a private boat tour and see everything else that is around us. The train ride is about an hour away, and we plan on comparing it to how Oxford was. We just want to see which one is better. Is there less tourists there? Because when we went to Oxford, it was pretty touristy, so I wonder if it differs from Cambridge. And we had a little bit of an interesting morning, super rushed, literally running up the escalators. Jackson's holding open the subway train doors for me. Like, it was pretty packed, and I had like stacks of bread in my hand. And with the Eurorail, it was kind of confusing because when we went to King's Cross, we accidentally paid to get in, and we would have been charged around like $60. So we had to scan out, only pay $6, which isn't really that bad. But with the Eurorail, they don't scan your QR code. You have to show it to them, and then I guess on the train, they'll either scan it or look at it. So it's just a little bit confusing, but we're gonna get the hang of it. This is our first time. And behind me is what we believe would be the actual platform of 9 3/4. But what they show here is just a wall with one of those carts that they're bringing into the train station. But yeah, this is what we're trying to imagine it and trying to give our Harry Potter ideas to life.
Welcome to Cambridge. It is around 9 a.m. and right outside the train station there was a man selling the punting boat tours, so we at least wanted to just check the price. It was around £30, so that seems relatively on par or cheaper than some of the other stuff that we were finding. So we went with that option, and we'll be doing that I think around 1 p.m. So that's like a 50-minute boat tour around the private grounds of Cambridge. So similar to Oxford, there are grounds that pedestrians are not allowed on unless you book a tour or you go in with a student or something like that. So we are going to have access to what's behind those walls, similar again to what was in Oxford, and be able to see that on a boat with our own tour guide. So normally for this trip, we've been doing everything ourselves, looking at buildings, making our own opinions, but we're actually going to have a tour guide this time. So that's nice that we'll actually be learning stuff and not just staring at it. But that should be great. As far as now, we are headed to the Botanical Garden, I believe, and then over to some museums. Pretty cold today. Hopefully this place is as cool or cooler than Oxford, and now we're just on the hunt for some food. Today is day 7 of our overall backpacking trip, so one more day in London tomorrow, and then we're off to Paris. It's really sad, but trying to make the most of today. We'll take you along with us.
Right by my foot is a snowdrop flower, but the scientific term for that is a Galanthus nivalis. And over there, those trees remind us of the aspen trees that we see a lot in Colorado, but those are actually silver birch trees.
The Botanical Garden is pretty cool. Sophia seems to know a lot about all the different plants and stuff, but not the best weather. Shoes are definitely getting pretty muddy. All the plants are kind of dead. So if you want to come to Cambridge and the Botanical Gardens, probably want to come in spring, obviously, but we have no choice. So we're testing it out. We're kind of the only ones here, besides some elderly chaps just walking around. Seemed like This is kind of their daily activity. But yeah, very, very, very nice. Amazing grass.
And some birds.
Got a little pond over here, some ducks. Taking in all these scents that Isaac Newton would have done. So feeling smart, I guess.
Right next to me are some ferns, and interestingly enough, their seeds are carried out by water and wind, so they're all on the bottom. All those little bunches have about 500 seeds, and even the smallest plant has these seeds. I'll try to lift that up, but they have those red seeds under them. Super cool way of reproducing. So behind me is a famous clock in Cambridge. It's named the Corpus Clock. There are no hands on it, but if you can see in the video, there are blue lights that show you exactly what the time is, and it resets every minute. And then near the top, there's that bug that's called the time meter, which I think is pretty interesting. I love the sound of the clicking time, and made out of pure gold, so definitely very interesting. Before a boat tour, which starts in 30 minutes, which we were really excited for, we picked up some food, which is just some pizzas. We got a pepperoni pizza and a zucchini pizza. They messed up on the zucchini pizza, so we did get one for free, which is really nice of them to do. And we also got a chocolate croissant and a chocolate cake thing that was really tasty. And yeah, on our way to the boat tour.
What's it? What's it? He's gonna play your head. Oh, fuck. We were all done with that punting tour. It was definitely a great experience. Probably the most worth it thing that we've done so far besides the Harry Potter Museum. But it was a great tour. Our tour guide was great. He was around the same age as us. He knew everything. He's from here. The company that we chose was, I believe, all college kids doing the tours. And we had a great time. First time ever, you know, being on like a water boat, like tour experience. Hopefully we do that in like Venice or Amsterdam. But it was amazing. Cambridge has so much history, and the battle between Cambridge and Oxford is super interesting, but it's pretty cold here, pretty cloudy, pretty misty, but we're heading over to Isaac Newton's apple tree now. Behind me is the library of King's College. And notice how I didn't say Cambridge College because it's actually Cambridge University, and then there's 31 different colleges within the university that kind of act completely separate from the overall university. So if there was Trinity College or King's College, they treat it completely like a new college as opposed to one college in the United States where there's just a bunch of little different schools in it that are all like intertwined and connected in some ways. We are heading to Isaac Newton's apple tree right now, and it is freezing. One thing you might not know about Cambridge University is it actually came after Oxford. Some students were unhappy at Oxford University, so they came here to invent their new university. Oxford and Cambridge are two of the world's best universities, so there's a lot of competition. This is what you're going to see a lot when you come to Cambridge or Oxford. Something like a gated door to where we're lucky enough that it's open, and then you can walk straight into the university and check it out respectfully, or normally there would be a guard here asking to see your ticket or charging you. But it's cool that I'm not sure if we're allowed to be in here right now, but that we can check out what's behind the gate, because other than that you wouldn't be able to see it from out there. We made it to Isaac Newton's famous apple tree where he discovered gravity for the first time, and it's crazy to be seeing this in person. It's cool that it's free though for us, and it's actually 350 years old, so crazy to be seeing this and all the other history at Cambridge University.
We are now going to be heading to the Eagle Pub where Watson and Crick discovered the two-stranded DNA in 1953. So keep posted.
When we visited Oxford, I thought that would be kind of one of my favorite day trips, but actually I'm starting to think Cambridge might be a little bit cooler. It's a really creepy and mystical day today. And it's just so crazy that all these different historical events have happened here. And although it is smaller than Oxford, I think it is just really special. And you should definitely visit if you have an extra day in London and you're looking for a side trip. Another quick fact about Cambridge is actually 80% of the land here is owned by the university. So if you want to go to a park, it's probably going to be a lot of keep off the grass signs. So there's not really going to be much opportunity to be throwing a football or a frisbee. Behind me is again King's College Library. It's huge. I'm sure it's so open. I'm sure it's just like maybe one floor with one great hall room. Maybe not, it could be like 8 floors. We're not even sure if we can go in there. But to put it into perspective again, Oxford versus Cambridge, which you should come to. Oxford is definitely bigger, definitely way more people and probably touristy. There's a ton of like t-shirt shops there and like, you know, like vape shops and just all that type of stuff. But here at Cambridge, it seems like it's just quality cafes and restaurants
and it's just a super peaceful and mysterious vibe that I really like. The vibe in Cambridge is definitely much better, having more like quietness to kind of just look around and enjoy the history, whereas in Oxford it was kind of just like people all around. So I guess they're pretty similar as far as what you're looking for. Like if you just want to see these stone buildings, you could go to either or. But as far as vibe-wise, I feel like Cambridge is better because it's just more quiet and you can like enjoy stuff without having a ton of people around. And again, there's just more quality here, I feel like.
Still on our way to the Eagle. Me and Sophia have kind of just been, oh man, I really want to uplift the mood. I'm just like so tired and like kind of sick, but also this gray is not really helping, but at least it's not pouring rain. But yeah, we're trying to do the most we can. We're leaving in about 2 hours. It's just really nice walking around, although I guess we're not really doing many attractions. It's just really nice to walk around and kind of like refreshing and clearing my head and making me calm. I can see why some of the world's smartest people would come here just to be in their studies and not have many distractions and just be in a quiet environment that is really beautiful.
Right in front of me is a chicken sharer that we got at the Eagle, and also we got a drink, which is an IPA. Super cheap food here. Honestly, I thought that since this is like a very famous place, it's been around for a long time, I thought it was going to be a lot more expensive, but the prices here are pretty reasonable, and especially since there's college kids here that are probably on a budget, this is a nice historic place so that they can immerse themselves in all the culture and also actually afford a meal for a decent price. But so far we have like the chicken wings, there's like hot sauce and barbecue sauce on it, really good. Some nachos here, and yeah, we're both just really enjoying it and taking in the environment.
We're about to leave Cambridge, and just a final note as we eat some ice cream. Cambridge is amazing. I actually like it better than Oxford. It's more quiet here. It's more historical, I guess. And just in our opinion, just from what we've learned today, and it obviously helps that we did a boat tour, which is like our first actual paid for tour that we've done on this whole trip. We've been kind of just doing whatever we can for free, or walking around, or just looking at stuff and just making assumptions about it. But so much history here. It's so nice and like old, and all the brick and stone. It's so beautiful. Nothing you ever really see in the United States. And yeah, just really quiet and green. And again, just so historical. So, I mean, I would also go to Oxford too, but Cambridge is definitely a side trip from London that you should do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Jackson and I definitely had one of our best times here. So amazing. Again, just super historical, very, very nice place. We definitely gotta come here again for sure.
Yeah, and also just like let me kind of clear my head and relax and stuff. I would definitely come back again.
Yeah, me too.
Peace.
So this was the platform 9 3/4 that we were talking about this morning. It is pretty much just like a big wall that is mostly just for tourists, probably like pretty much overpaid. Honestly, I would just be going to the Harry Potter Museum or just a platform that is in this area, especially if you're just traveling. You'll see platforms here. If you're a Harry Potter fan and you come dressed up going somewhere, you'll get a pretty good picture, and honestly like a really cool picture next to the trains, and have a better experience than, you know, waiting in a long line and just being it's just a wall. It's just pretty much just a wall. It's nothing that crazy, and yeah. Bare marinated halibut and crisp. Halibut marinated. You know, left-handed IPA served with Cooked chips and crushed peas.